Hey guys, my name is Jayden Leroy,
And I'm Matt Benici.
and together we are Up on Screen.
Screen.
Wow, how exciting, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening with us.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. This podcast has been in the making for a little while, and Jay and I are really excited to be bringing this to you. And thank you so much, as Jay said, for joining us. Each episode, we will have either a special guest episode.
Yeah.
We will do deep dive episodes into our favourite films. And maybe even after a certain amount of time, we may even start taking polls of getting suggestions from people. What films to review.
Even if we get enough seats in the future, we could even look into having like a live audience sort of episode.
God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, even like a live stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That'd be exciting.
That'd be fun, not just for us, of course, but for the audience as well. We want it to be a two-way street.
Absolutely.
And that sort of thing. But I think before we get into it too much, I think we should cue the intro music.
Oh.
We'll be right back.
Here we go.
I love our happy little jingle.
It's fun. It's playful. I love it.
We hope you guys like it too. So, Jay,
Yeah.
tell us a bit more about what the pod is about.
Okay, so the pod is essentially we discuss everything film and screen related. It's about films. It can be about interviews with certain casts. I'm an actor myself, so I too can fill in the gaps when it comes to the questionnaires we do and the in the film industry side of things.
Yeah, and it'll be. We'll do some film deep dives, obviously, like I said. And when I say by deep dive, guys, I mean Jay and I will be dismantling these films, research about the films, trivia about the films, how the film was made.
Really getting into the guts of it.
Yeah, the reception of the film.
Yeah.
What we think of the film, and we even have our own little categories as well that we talk about in the films. But before we get to all that in a bit more detail, I think it's probably good if Jay and I let you guys know a bit about ourselves, I guess.
Definitely.
Who we are, what we're about, and that sort of thing. And then Jay and I will ask each other some intro questions.
Interrogation room.
Just a handful of questions, nothing too deep and meaningful. Or maybe
or saucy.
Maybe maybe they will be. But yeah, Jay, tell everyone a bit about yourself.
Okay, so as you all know, my name is Jayden Leroy. I live in Sydney. I am also an actor. I graduated from an acting school called Screenwise in Surrey Hills. That's located in the city. I have been acting now for about 5 years, 6 years. I've got an agent. I work, I'd like to work frequently. I have a side job that pays for a lot of my, clothes.
Jay loves shopping.
I have a job. I work as a waste truck driver during the week when I not chasing gigs.
We all have to do something that keeps the
unfortunately
home fires burning.
Very true.
Within. So it's great that Jay does that. And I guess what Jay does also, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, is quite flexible around your schedule, and it's important for actors and creatives to try and find something that can bring them money,
which is rare, right? Like
flexible
for an actor. Absolutely, it's really rare to juggle a job plus do what we do. Very difficult, but you've got to make money somehow. I need money to support myself and to obviously facilitate courses and acting classes and things like that. So
subscriptions to things,
absolutely,
and all the other costs that come along with it.
Yep.
Headshots for actors,
very important.
Photo shoots, all that sort of stuff. Oh dear. I can hear all the actors agreeing as they're listening,
nodding their heads.
Yes, definitely. Cool.
How about you, Matt?
Yeah, well, my name is Matt Bonici, as I said before.
Matt Bonici.
Bonici. I'm a production designer, art director, art coordinator in Sydney as well, and I've always loved film. I've studied filmmaking back in 2006, 2007. Over the years, I've done some design courses as well. I've just always been interested in art and architecture and design. I always studied art and that at school, at high school level when I was going through school. But certainly have been in love with film and design and different periods of time and that sort of thing. So from a young age, I've always loved watching period films and sci-fi as well. So going back in time and going forward in time sort of thing, and looking at how people might live and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm interested in building those worlds where film exists in. Not just film. I'll do any medium. You know, I'm asked. I may do music. Not musical. Theatre design one day. I haven't done that yet. But yeah. All right. So I guess over time, you know, you guys will get to know us a bit more. Obviously, this episode we don't want to. I don't know. Talk too much about ourselves.
Well, I do feel like it's important to discuss how we met.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to tell them that?
Okay, yeah, before we get into our questions.
Yeah.
That's a really great idea, Jay.
Yeah.
Good call. So in 2023, a very dear friend of mine and Jay's now, called Ronnie Esrascala. Hi, Ron.
Shout out, Ron.
If you're listening.
Yep.
Ronnie's an old friend of mine, so I've known Ron since film school. We went to film school together back in 2006, 2007 in Sydney, and we've been friends ever since that. And in 2019, he made a film, produced a film called Streets of Colour, which was released actually last year.
Great film. Also, guys, if you just haven't already seen it, I'd recommend watching it.
Yeah, you can watch it on all the major platforms on demand. So we did a limited theatrical release of the film.
Yeah.
And part of the roadshow in Sydney, we screened the film at one of the Western Sydney cinemas, Hoyt Cinema out west. And excuse me, and Jayden actually came along to that screening, thankfully, and just by himself. And Jay started talking to myself and Ronnie about film, you know, how much Jay really liked the film and that sort of thing. And Jay was an actor, and, you know, we were interested into hearing his story and stuff like that. And then we just got talking, and then sort of we invited Jay back to some burgers and some drinks or something at the after party that we had with the guys from the screening, which was really, really good fun. And you got to meet some cool people, and so did I, which was great, some of the cast members. And literally, we've just been in touch ever since then, pretty much.
We literally just worked on a short film together a couple of months ago.
We did.
Safe Haven.
That's right. It's a period film, which I thankfully grateful I was asked to do the production design for, which was great. And Jay was lucky enough to get a great role in the film.
Yeah.
With a really great director.
Francesca Braithwaite,
actor.
Shout out, Francesca.
Actor, award-winning short film maker for
She's
the short
got it going
film
on
for Finding Addison at the 2024 Actor Awards.
I reckon we'll have her as a guest.
Definitely.
On here at some point. Yeah.
Hi, Fran, for listening.
Hey, Fran.
So we've been friends ever since then, and obviously since Safe Haven, you know, we were talking about potentially doing something together, because we might, you know, we kind of gelled a lot on that set and that sort of thing, and Jay kind of helped me out a lot with the art department stuff as well, which is great. Obviously on short films a lot of people wear different hats, and that was no exception. So we kind of became a bit closer as friends, and and we sort of said, what could we do? Maybe a podcast. So
I thought it was very fitting.
Here we are.
Yep.
And a lot of our friends sort of saw it as well, the way that we kind of interacted and stuff. So we've
got good banter, and we're
banter.
Banter. We've got good
banter.
What is going on with me right now?
That's all good. This is our intro episode, Jay.
Yeah, we've got good banter.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about film all the time, and you know, obviously, like working amongst the industry, you know, it's only right that we did a podcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Do, work with what you love, right? Do what you know is what they say. Do
Yeah.
what you know and what you love.
That's right.
And it won't feel like work or anything. So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do, folks. So I guess probably a good time now to get into our questions for each other. Who wants to go first? Do you want to go and ask me first?
All
right. Go
okay,
ahead.
so I'm going to start with, well, you've already answered the last one, which was a bit of an introduction about yourself, so I'll skip that question. But I wanted to ask you, who would play you in a film?
About me?
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
And you can't say Vin Diesel.
Why not?
Just kidding.
He knew I was going to say Vin Diesel. Yeah. Maybe I'll try and get away from Vin Diesel because maybe he's not a good enough actor to portray me.
Yeah.
Maybe someone like, oh man, this is very hard, guys. I'm trying to think of someone who kind of looks like me.
Yeah.
I'm short, losing my hair, so I got a crew cut. So, and a 5 o'clock shadow. So someone who looks a bit weaselish, maybe in a way. So who would play me? It's a tough one. Let's just say I think if I'm going to go left field and don't care about someone who looks like me, I might say someone like Nicholas Hoult, who was he's in that show The Great with Elle Fanning. It's on Stan. It's a show on Stan. He's a great young actor. I guess it doesn't matter if someone's acting as me. It could be any period of time.
That's right.
I'd say him.
Okay.
Straight up.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay. If you could give me any life advice, what would you give me?
God. Because as you'll see if you're watching, I'm definitely older than Jay.
By dog years.
Several. Advice for you, life advice.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you both professional and I'll give you career and life advice. So for life advice, I'd say, obviously it's the 101 kind of thing, the mantra, do unto others as you will done to yourself.
Absolutely.
Try and respect people in that way. And just try and carry yourself in that way. And in the moment, sometimes it's hard because it's a hectic life we live these days and you get caught up in things. But
That's so true.
It's good to try and bring yourself back to that. In your career, I would say, you can't underestimate punctuality and stuff like that. And having empathy as well. So in the work environment. So, trying to tailor your personality when encountering certain people or certain situations, right? If you have that ability or that, I guess, emotional intelligence to do that, it can serve you quite well. And definitely with the punctuality side, definitely being on time. What they say in the film industry or the entertainment industry is if you're on time, you're late. So, if you've got a call time of 7 o'clock and you're there at 7 or 5 to 7, you're late.
Yeah.
Try and be there an hour, half an hour early. And that's usually what people like in the industry and that sort of thing. So
bit of professionalism goes a long way in the industry.
Yeah. Treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Try and have some good empathy with people and try and read how they're going because people will appreciate you being observant and be on time or before time.
And most importantly, be yourself.
Yes, of course.
So important.
People want to see you.
That's right.
Right? They don't want to see a carbon copy or an imitation of you, right? Or something fake. That's why you're being hired. You're being hired for yourself.
Yeah.
And as an actor, of course, you're being hired as yourself, but to give your own spin on a certain character, right? But as you, as the character.
What you bring to it.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Perfect.
What's...
I've got... I'll get 2 more questions.
All right.
What is your favourite film and why?
Oh God, anyone knows this. I loathe this question because I'm such a film fan and I can't have one film. But
that's right. Yeah.
I'll try and give you like 5 films.
Okay.
5 or 6 films. I'll try for 5. So, and in no particular order. Okay. I don't want this to be an indication of which film I'm putting at number 1. But let's just say, so the Godfather films.
Oh, yeah.
I won't say which film, but the Godfather films.
The Goldfather. The Golden Girls.
Jesus. I'm mixing up my words here. The Godfather films. Probably the first Godfather film is probably at the apex of that, though. Obviously, it's got my favourite actor, Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando, Jimmy Dean, on the cover of a magazine.
Thank you, Jay.
Right.
So yeah, Marlon Brando was in that film. He was amazing, and directed by one of the greats, Francis Ford Coppola. Great series of films. Another notable mention would be Star Wars Episode 5: The Empire Strikes Back. I can't do my Chewbacca impersonation. Oh, God.
That was great. I wasn't expecting that.
Sorry, he almost choked on his drink. So, that film, I might have mentioned, like, I like different time periods and just fantastical worlds, obviously, because I'm a design geek, I love production design. So, Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, is one of those films that has really amazing interior set design, a mixture of futuristic, Art Deco in sci-fi sort of thing, which is amazing. And all these worlds on the ice planet of Hoth, obviously, and those walking machines on the snow, and all that sort of stuff. I just think it's brilliant, and not just the design, but just the momentum of the film, and where it takes off from, and what happens in the film, and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, definitely a shout out to Empire for that. Another film, probably of recent years, would be Zodiac by the amazing, one of my favourite directors, David Fincher, who's responsible for obviously Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt, his first major film. Second major film after Alien 3. And he's done Fight Club, he did Mank, he did the recent film The Killer with Michael Fassbender for Netflix. David Fincher is just a supreme sort of director in drama and in suspense, mystery and thriller. Obviously he did Gone Girl with Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck, which was another amazing thriller. And The Social Network, obviously, about
Facebook.
The founding of Facebook. So yeah, really great director, and he obviously directed that Madonna video clip we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Vogue as well.
There you go, a bit of a snippet in there for you.
Yeah, many video clips over the years. But anyway, I'll get back to the film. So Zodiac, his film, is about the Zodiac killer. It's a serial killer back in the San Francisco area in the late 60s, early 70s, I think. And he was never caught. This killer was never caught. I don't know. They have suspicions on who it might have been. There's 2 or 3 guys who it probably was.
Even 3 guys.
Yeah,
wow.
Still don't know. They still don't really know. It was a top 5, and then 2 or 3 guys that were really they were under suspicion, but they never actually officially charged anyone with it.
I think that adds to the climax.
And
of it.
I mean, it's a 2.5 hour, almost 2 hours and 40 minute long film.
Wow,
so it's quite long, but you don't feel it.
There's
a lot that happens. It's very well directed. It's very David Fincher. For anyone that's a Fincher fan, like I am, will know the look and feel. Even if you didn't know what director it is, they didn't put the director's name at the start. You would just it just has his signature all over it. So that's another film, and probably a final film I'll mention, or one or two. One will be Gladiator by Ridley Scott, 2000. Everyone knows Ridley Scott films, Alien films, and that sort of thing. He's done many epic films over the years. He recently did Napoleon, obviously. And just a brilliant director. So that film is just great on all levels. it was shot in Malta, and I'm half Maltese, so it was shot there. I know that. And yeah, just a great film. I love epic films. I love Roman period films, Egyptian films of ancient Egypt and Greece and all that sort of stuff. And probably a final one, just because it's adventure, is probably in Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Nice.
Just because it's really pure escapism. It's collaborated with the greats. It's Spielberg. It's George Lucas.
Yeah.
It's John Williams. It's Harrison Ford. You know, and all these massive elements coming together, and a great story. And yeah, it's just a pure escape adventure ride. So that's up there as well. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Any other questions?
Lucky last.
What was this? Oh, okay.
Favorite actor and why?
Okay. I might have mentioned, I probably did mention it, as Marlon Brando, for my male actor.
Actress?
Probably Meryl Streep. Yeah,
nice.
Probably Meryl
Safe.
Streep. Well, she's just amazing, and she's undeniable.
Yep.
Over the years.
She's God.
Over her career.
She is God.
Yeah, and you know, very quick story about Brando. So Marlon Brando, for those that you don't know, a lot of the young kids might not know who Marlon Brando is. He was in the Godfather movie. He was the original Godfather. He was in that film, A Streetcar Named Desire, played the part of Stanley Kowalski in that film. Really sort of masculine, animalistic sort of role, really hard-hitting role. He won an Oscar for a film called On the Waterfront. He was notorious for, I guess, not learning his lines and getting his lines read to him in an earpiece, because he wanted to be off the cuff and in the moment, and whatever came to him straight away. And he was a very sensitive sort of guy, like a human, like acting aside, he was naturally a sort of a sensitive type of guy. There's an interesting story when he was in acting school back in New York. I mean, he was notorious for not doing his homework and that sort of thing, but the teachers knew he was kind of a natural talent. And very emotionally intelligent. Basically, they were doing an exercise where the teacher said, okay, you're all chickens, and an atomic bomb has just gone off, and I want you to react to that.
As a chicken?
As a chicken, yeah. So they're all chickens in the acting class. There's probably about 15, 20 of these acting students in this class. And they're all doing that, yeah, squatting down, and some are going crazy, some are doing whatever.
Oh,
most of them were going crazy because it's like, oh, atomic bomb has gone off, so they're going nuts and stuff like that.
That'd be a crazy exercise.
Yeah. But it's also a kind of it's an interpretation. So you got to make the right choice.
Yeah.
Not the right choice, you have to make a choice as an actor, right?
Have to be brave.
You're giving some circumstances and you need to make a choice on the spot. Anyway, so Marlon Brando is doing nothing in the exercise. Everyone else is going crazy. He's just crouched down in a squat position, and he's just not doing it. He's like just doing...
Not reacting at all.
Cluck, cluck, every now and then, and that's it. Like just a normal chicken.
Yeah.
And the actor, the teacher stopped the class and said, Marlon, why are you not doing what everyone else is doing? And that sort of thing. And he sort of said, well, I'm a chicken. What do I know about nuclear bombs? I'm just a chicken.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Massive mic drop. So the teacher was like, everybody, that was the right choice. Even though they say, look, there's no real right or wrong choice, but that was the better choice. Because Marlon's right.
Yep.
What does a chicken know about man's inventions and what's going on in the world? They're not that intelligent. They don't know.
Right.
So the chicken's just behaving as it was. Like,
wow, smart man.
Yeah, profound. So Brando, definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's my questions.
Yeah, great.
There you go, guys. Hope you learned something.
Yeah.
All right, now it's my turn. All right, ready to grill Jay now.
Oh, God. Get out the whip.
Yeah. All right, so Jay.
Yeah.
What made you want to become an actor? And by that, I mean, what was the thing, what was the bug that bit you? What was the thing that sparked the fire? What was it?
Well, growing up, I used to watch film quite a lot. I used to be heavily influenced by film, you know, back in the Video Easy era, where you used to rent a bunch of movies and then go home and, you know, wouldn't hear from me or see from me for a whole weekend. Dad used to do that too. When a weekend would come about, we used to go to Civic. Remember Civic?
Yeah.
Civic Video, I think it was called. And I used to buy a bunch of we used to rent a bunch of movies, and I used to go home, watch them, recreate them when no one was looking.
I love that.
Get in mum's dressing gown, think I was Superman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
But
or Lois Lane.
Yeah, Lois Lane. Well, it was pink. But yeah, I've always been around film, and I get these obsessions when it comes to great filmmaking. You know what I mean? When you watch a film and doesn't matter how many times you can watch it, it can still feel, the day that you first watched it.
Yeah.
And I have like really good relationships when it comes to film, and some of them have shaped me even today. And that comes obviously a need and a want and a goal and a dream for me to pursue a life and career in acting, which is what I'm doing at the moment. And I still go to the movies. I'm still I'm always talking about movies to you. We're always quoting movies all the time. But yeah, I decided that I wanted to pursue it even more, and I went to Screenwise, which was a acting university, or is an acting university that is in the city, in Sydney. And graduated, did my showreel course, graduated. I've been on a few gigs, still doing auditions. It's been great.
And it's constant hustle as an actor.
It is constant. It is a constant hustle. It's definitely not for everyone. It's quite tough at times as well. You need to, back yourself a lot.
Yes.
And you need to put in the work.
Definitely.
It's definitely something that you can't half-ass.
No.
At all.
No, and acting is one of those things. Yeah, as we said before, you have to find a job to support yourself.
Very important.
It has to be flexible, hopefully, because at a moment's notice, your agent will come to you with a self-tape or an audition, or you might get sent somewhere, and you would otherwise be normally working, but you have to take a day off or something.
I mean, for an example, when I was working on the short film with Matt Safe Haven, I think we did it for a whole week, but I think we were 3 days in, and I got an audition, and it was at like 10 o'clock at night. And I didn't have, the short film was based in Wollongong at the time we were filming, and I was silly enough that I didn't bring any backdrops or a ring light, even though I told Matt that I had a feeling that I would get an audition that week. And little did I know, I certainly did. And it was, the 3 days in, so we kind of had to wrap what we were doing on set that day, and race to Kmart and get a spare ring light, and we used the set as our backdrop at the time. But that's just a small example of how unpredictable it is.
I know. That was great. We had to improvise on the spot, and sometimes improvising can force you to do certain things.
Exactly.
Which can be good, actually.
That's where the magic is.
In the moment.
Yep.
All right, that's a good answer. All right, so next question from me. Okay. What's the most disturbing or scariest film? Either or, disturbing or scariest film that you've ever seen?
That's a good question. God, it's hard to choose when you've watched so many. Oh gosh, I've got to think about that one. Can I come back to that one?
All right, yeah,
I'll come back to that one.
That's fine.
All right.
There's another one I was going to ask you is, what was it? Oh yeah, is there any role you wouldn't do? Like, whether it's asking for nudity or a certain type of role, certain type of person. It could be anything. It could be a serial killer. It could be, whatever. Is there anything, that you'd say no to your agent? I don't want to do this.
In hindsight, no. I think as an actor, it's your job to stay open to the roles that you pick. And with that, obviously, comes, creativity. You can dive into that world of exploring who that character is, what makes them tick. But in terms of job offers and stuff like that, no, like I do keep an open mind. I do think that if you're not taking a role that's challenging, that you're not growing as an actor, personally. But yeah, to shorten that answer, no.
Yeah. I mean, from my point of view,
Yeah.
obviously I'm a designer, so I'm I don't have that pressure, I guess, in front of the camera as you guys do. But like, from my point of view as an actor, in my opinion, if you want to be an actor, you have to be open to these sort of things, to different roles.
You have to be a yes man sometimes.
To different types of things, right? I think as long as you're not, if the movie's is written in good taste and is going to be produced well and directed well, even if there is very harsh and taboo subject matter in the script, you know, you can still do it without having, how do I say this, having not a guilty conscience, but feeling weird about doing the role. Do you know what I mean? Like in your personal life, once you're done and dusted from the role.
For example, the movie The Help, where a bunch of racist women, well, they're quite literally racist, but the actors that play them, they want to do a good job because they want to facilitate what it was like to be a racist in that era.
Yeah, of course.
And that's just as important to tell the story, you know, that it's authentic.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're the vessel that's or the thing that's telling that story.
That's right.
Making the audience or the general public aware that these things, you know, did transpire. People were like this, and this is how we should not be.
That's
sort of thing. It's helping communicate those things that have happened in, I guess, in different events or times around the world, I guess, and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Whether you're doing like you said, just reminded me, like a slavery film about American slavery, you know,
then you need
in the South, you need to be pretty hard and stuff like that, because that's really how it was.
That's exactly right.
So it's your job, not only job, it's a kind of you know, they're relying on you to be accurate in telling the story, I guess, is what I'm saying. Nice. Okay, what's another one I can ask you? All right. Who are your favorite actor, male actor and female actors?
Oh God, that's hard too. Okay, so I'm going to go Heath Ledger, who is, you know, my idol. I love Heath Ledger. Love his work. And for my actress, I'm going to have to go with Nicole De Silva.
Nicole De Silva?
Yep. So she stars in the hit series Wentworth here in Oz. She's in Underbelly. She's in a bunch of stuff. She's really successful.
I've just started watching that show too. Jay got me onto Wentworth, so I can agree that she's a very fine
she's
actor.
Another one of my idols.
That whole cast is actually full of great actors.
We'll do an episode on it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
actually,
100%.
And Heath Ledger, of course,
I can't fault Heath.
He's an icon. You can't really fault him at all in his abilities. It's just a shame that he was gone too soon. Really sad. I still get a bit teary when talking about it. But fine Australian actor, and we're very proud that he was Australian, obviously. And they obviously have called a scholarship after his name, which has been around for some time now, the Heath Ledger Scholarship, which is a prestigious acting scholarship. And
I'm so glad that they're honouring him that way.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, myself and some other people that Jayden and I know, you know, have been lucky enough to be recipients of that award. Over the last few years, so which has been great. All right, that was a good answer. And then coming back to the
disturbing movie.
So it can be disturbing, as in, like, what the hell am I watching? Sort of film.
I've got one.
It can be that, or it can be, oh my God, this is really. I don't want to swear too much. This is really damn
rattlesnake.
Yeah, exactly. Rattlesnake. This is like you know, can be quite scary. Like, this is really scaring me.
I think
or disturbing.
There was a film that I'm sure a lot of people are already familiar with. You guys might not have even seen this film, but you obviously know about it because it's got a bit of a reputation. But Human Centipede.
Oh God.
I remember watching that.
I haven't seen the poster, and I don't want to see it.
Oh, I remember my friend showing me that, and I was like, "Wow, okay." This is like a full-on production too. Like this adds to the creepiness of it all. But it'd have to be that one. I just the things that I saw, I can't unsee.
I'd say,
Yeah. It was pretty
How do
disturbing.
they make? I don't want to even know.
No,
actually.
don't.
How do they make the centipede?
We're not doing that. We're not doing it.
How do they?
No, I refuse.
Where does their head? Do they chop their heads off?
That's enough.
All right. Okay, we won't
Moving
go
on.
there. Sorry, guys. We're trying to keep this PG. Our very best efforts.
Yeah.
So I guess that's initial questions about us. I mean, over time, guys, as we go on with this pod, we will talk about ourselves and what's going on in our own worlds.
You can even ask us questions or give us ideas for content.
Correct. And we'll tell you how you can contact us at the end and all that stuff. And you can certainly, as Jay said, ask us whatever you want. And we'll be happy to discuss it in the pod.
Yeah.
But now, after talking about us, let's talk about the pod itself and what you guys can, expect from us in different episodes as we move along on this journey. So I guess the different formats, the first format, and in no particular order actually, of our episodes will be like film deep dives. So what that means is Jay and I will do a film that we love or is very well known around the world. It might not be well known even. It could be something that's quite art housey, but just good film content. And we'll do an overview of the film. We'll talk about our own experiences and thoughts about the film. We'll discuss in depth how the film came into being, the production, the pre-production, the production, post-production.
Read honest reviews.
Correct. The critics' reception and the public's reception to the film. We'll talk about the budget and box office, and we'll also have our own categories about the film. So Jay and I have come up with some cool little, I don't know if they're awards, but certain categories for us or talking points for us to talk about certain things about the film. And then our final thoughts on the film. So that'll be cool little episodes for everyone to tune in for. And the next episode format, I guess Jay, will be special guests. So what's going to happen?
So we're gonna do some special episodes where we get some guests on the pod. We ask them a bit about themselves, their projects that they're working on, what they have out already, and stuff like that. We've already got some lined up already, but again, we're open to have any suggestions or anything like that.
And it can be anyone that's in front or behind the camera, or even adjacent to filmmaking.
Correct.
So actors, writers, directors, producers, production designers, DPs or cinematographers, and those sort of people. And look, we'll even interview film critics. Why not? And journalists maybe as well that have something to do with reporting about film or entertainment in general.
100%.
And as Jay said, their story, where they're from. And maybe even plugs and shout outs for them and that sort of thing. All right. And then the next sort of format we're going to talk about will be, Jay and I will do like a countdown, I guess. And obviously in our opinion, of course, guys. So we'll do things like our top 5 or even top 10 genre films. So comedies, thrillers, suspense films, science fiction, westerns, etc. Right? We know all the genres. They go on and on and on. We may even get more specific with our countdowns and do movies with the best car chase scenes of all time. Films about Halloween or centered around Halloween.
Some tearjerkers.
Oh, maybe some tearjerkers, things that make you cry. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly. I'm sure Jay's got some ideas with those ones.
Oh, I've got one.
And that sort of thing. So that'll be our kind of countdown, if you will, type format episodes. And then Jay, we may do live episodes at some stage. And as we said before, down the track, if we are able to fill enough seats, we might even do in person, like with an actual live audience, or a live streaming with people obviously live online.
That sounds exciting.
And we may even
I hope that happens.
We may even take phone calls. You never know.
Of course.
During live stream, you never know. Just get some a bit of audience participation and engagement, and it'll be fun for us and for you guys as well. And also we'll talk about our release schedule. So with all that in mind, guys, we've talked about obviously all the episode formats and that sort of thing. We plan to drop episodes weekly, I think. We're still working out what day exactly to drop the episodes. But certainly try and drop them on a weekly format. and we'll also do special episodes as well, which relate to seasonal times of year. So, what, Jay, like Halloween?
Yeah, like Halloween, Christmas movies, festival, movies.
Yeah.
Anything like that. Movies based on culture.
Life events.
Maybe. Indie films.
Yeah,
absolutely anything, film related.
Yeah. So, we hope to get a variety of different types of films and that sort of thing, and not just stick to the mainstream, but we'll do a bit of both, combination of mainstream films.
And I mean, we don't mind doing some homework, and, if you give us films to watch over the weekend, we can, watch them, dissect them when we come on the pod. And, possibly even have you as a guest.
Oh, maybe.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a cool idea, actually. Yeah, that'd be a nice idea, actually.
Yeah.
So any suggestions, and we'll tell you guys how you can get in touch with us.
Yep.
So I think for the intro episode, I mean, that's about it.
Yeah.
For now. We really thank you.
Thanks,
so
guys.
Much.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, for listening. And I think it will be a really fun ride.
Oh, absolutely. I know it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate it. And Jay, what's our next... Oh, maybe I should say our next episode.
Actually, play him a soundboard. Give him a clue.
Do you want to try and give a clue?
Okay.
Like by using your voice?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe.
This one's a bit scary.
Okay. All right, sorry about that, guys. Jay's, is that the music? Is that trying to do the musical score from it? Okay. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry about... Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe that's probably a bit...
They know what it is now.
Yeah, so... Yeah, the next episode, I should say, will be a film deep dive into a film which is 65 million years in the making. So with that...
Wow.
With that, I'll leave you with that.
Mm-hmm.
And also, that episode will actually be dropping straight...
same as this one.
Exactly at the same time as this one. So it'll be available right now for you guys to listen to if you want to. And obviously, we hope you do.
Yeah.
And thanks again for joining us. And we'll see you next time.
Till next time, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.